Oh no, sorry.
Oh, now
Pull the lever, Trump.
This is what happens when I'm away for a couple weeks. Like what happened? It said there was an error. Oh my! I see all the private chat. Hey, it's live. We're live. It's Tuesday night, and it is Splash Pages, and we're gonna be having a lot of fun. So you know what? We'll skip the intro this week. We'll just go right to it. Kari, how's it going?
I got to see it.
It's going great. I had, my turn, Jar. I'm on the screen. That's
I
what's
know.
going
I
on.
stopped. Now I'm on the screen. What are you gonna do?
Squirrel attack. Oh my God. It's so much fun this week, you guys. We had free comic book day and it rocked. I got to go to my comic book stores and I got to take my nephew with me for his first free comic book day. And my wrist is sore from holding so many goddamn comics because being in a small town, we don't have a lot of big guests. So we get more free comics than people who live in big cities do. So yeah, you're going to see all of them because I'm going to put you through that because it was fun. That's all I got.
Awesome. Jar Jar.
Can I talk now? Am I allowed?
Yes.
Okay.
You may speak.
All I got at Free Comic Book Day was the poops. Damn it.
Get out.
Getting out. On to Drew.
I don't know why I'm with these people. There's a bunch of weirdos. So hi everybody. It's Tuesday and yeah, you're here. There's nowhere else you wanted to be. Good stuff. Welcome. We got a good show.
That's a big mug.
Thank you. I got a lot of mug. So everybody, Leo, I want to say thank you. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. I just want to give a big shout out first to my LCS, Sarge's Comics in New London. Unfortunately, I had a funeral to go to on Saturday, so I had to miss Free Comic Book Day. Jar Jar knows normally we've been doing Free Comic Book Day on site right there.
Yeah,
you joined us a couple times for that.
I sure have.
Yeah, so we were sad to miss Sarge's this year, but we'll make it up to him.
I want to give my LCS a shout out now. Most Excellent
go for
Comics in Enfield, Connecticut. Yeah.
Okay. Are we doing this? So okay, I feel I have to give mine. All Yeah Comics in Harrison, New York. Co-owned by friends of the show, Franco and Baltazar, who I did see Franco recently this weekend. He wanted to say hello to everybody. Hope you're all doing well.
Hey, Franco.
And yep, I'll tell him you said hi. So Kari, do you want to give your shout out and then we can move on?
Sure. I went to 2 for the show, and there is Rainbow Comics Cards and Collectibles over in Clock Tower Village in Lincoln, Nebraska. And then the one that is straight down the street from me where I get all of my stuff from is Trade Tape Comic, and that is on 9th and N Street here in Lincoln. And that's where I get my pulls and do all my stuff. And both of them were really fun. Had a good time this year. Yeah.
Awesome.
You'll get to see it.
All right.
Yeah.
So there is a relatively short amount of news. So I would say we should get to that, but there is one thing I wanted to discuss with someone who's returned today. Leo.
Drew.
How do you feel about Superman?
I'm excited. I'm are you talking about hold on. Let me find it. Where is it?
It's gone.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm excited about this. Yeah. So what's everybody else feel about it?
I'm sick of the weird tailored costumes. Like the suppose didn't he only he's from Earth? Like where'd he get all of this material from to make these costumes?
His mom made it for him.
From what?
Well, it could be like from the blank.
Whoa.
Leo,
I got this one. Jar, we have read too many goddamn Superman origin stories, okay? It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter what she did. It doesn't matter the Kryptonian scissors or the kryptonite thread or the adamantium sewing needle she used. Mom made the costume. He wears it. Moving on.
So
Okay.
boots on the outside.
You know, I think they need like the costumes that are slightly more like that, because running around in spandex doesn't make sense. And for like speedsters or people who fly, when you reach a certain that your skin is just going to get ripped to shreds if you don't have some sort of protection on.
Not
I
if
mean,
you're
yeah, he might be the mind of
Superman.
steel, but it would still be uncomfortable. I just love how he's casually pulling on his boots while like there's a giant laser outside, and it's just like, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
and
I like the rugged look. I like him not being absolutely perfect, you know.
I my opinion is as much as I think this is visually says a lot with a little, it's very simple. I feel I'll make my opinion once I see a trailer. I need to see characters moving in action. I need, what I mean? I need to see something more than one image. Like this to me is, how we kind of judge a variant, like definitely interested, but not like, I'm like, oh my God. And I know some people who they're like, this looks amazing. And I also know some people who are like, I don't like this. And I'm like, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. But me, I'm curious, but I will make my decision when I see a trailer. That's my 2 cents.
That's fair.
well, yeah, totally. I'm most excited that we're getting a new Superman movie. Like, I don't care how he looks. I do care to some point. Like,
Right.
This makes me very happy. He got the trunks. Which I feel should happen on the suit. It looks realistic. It's not the skin tight, diamond plated, crap that we see everywhere.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing that I just need to say this before we move on to the rest of the news is I just want to appreciate this for what it is. I really don't like I've seen some people like post and they're like, oh, I want to see the Snyder babies cry about this. I was like, guys, we need to stop this. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. You know what I mean? Like me, I had some reservations about what Zack Snyder and some of his compatriots did with it. Some of it I liked and some of it I didn't. You know what I mean? And I understand there are some people who they really bonded in, and I was like, okay, that's fine. That's your Superman. Okay? And you can have it. That's fine. Me, I have a slightly different Superman in mind, but I'm not. And there's some who are like, oh, the best Superman was Christopher Reeve. But I was like, I don't like that mentality because I feel like you just can't appreciate people for what they are because you're always comparing them to others, which isn't fair because some of those people didn't have any comparison. I mean, think when Christopher Reeve started. This is the first time you'd ever done something like this. Like, the same thing with Michael Keaton when he was Batman. Now they're considered the gold standards of both characters.
Mr. Mom as Batman is never going to work.
Please. There's a reason he keeps coming back. Okay.
No. That was the saying
remember.
back in the day, back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
them.
Right. Yeah. Totally. And now he's the one who's asked to come back the most.
Yep.
And I will say this, if anybody has earned the right to be old Bruce Wayne, it's Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah. Now, I do have to say, if you did not read the tweet by James Gunn, this shot is completely in camera. There's
cool.
So the images in the back is within camera. So they're most likely using that like 360 degree LCD screen that Disney likes to use. Okay.
Is Leo, I want to pretend like I know what you're talking about. This is a good thing or a bad thing?
Very good thing. It's so you know how often you'll see like film shots where it's like a big green screen in the back and they say, hey, we'll fill this in post.
Yes.
So Disney has this tool. It's probably ILM or whatnot, but
Mhm.
instead of doing green screen, they're in this. They have like a 360 degree screen that surrounds. So they play the video on that, so the character is more realistically into the action.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it adds another dimension to the acting, the play that is acting.
Exactly. Yeah, and it removes the need for green screen.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is this is kind of a stepping stone. Then eventually, the tennis balls of green screen acting could eventually become a thing of the past.
Yeah. Yep.
Good, because ridiculous.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, listen. I think we've all said we're very curious to see what Mr. Gunn brings to the table. He's certainly proved he knows what he's doing with characters, as we've seen with the Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy, and some of his other work as well. We got to give him credit for that. So, I think the best thing to do is just wait till a trailer drops.
Totally. Speaking of trailers, one more thing before we move on to news: the trailer for the Crisis on Infinite Earths is number 3
Part
drop.
3?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, and we got a glimpse of I think they show a couple different Batmans. We see the Super Friends, I think.
Yep.
And supposedly this is going to be Kevin Conroy's last portrayal of Batman.
As
Yeah.
well as Mark Hamill's last Joker, because he's
Yep.
retired since Mr. Conroy.
Conroy's passing. Yeah. So that'll be something.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
I
more thing
admittedly
before we
haven't-
go to the news.
Mhm.
Oh, finish that though. I'm sorry.
Is anybody
fine.
watching The Crisis? Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't. I've seen clips, and I was like, okay.
It's really
but-
confusing to me. Some of it I'm not understanding.
Well, did you ever read the book?
Yeah. The books I've
Okay.
read, and they were kind of confusing as well, but like I got the gist.
Right.
The cartoon is, I don't know
It's
if
very-
they're just leaving a lot out.
It's very big, and obviously they can't adapt a lot because the book itself, which was done in the 80s, which was about, as you know, Jar, condensing all of these various universes into one, was a big move. And I don't think a lot of modern audiences would even care about some of those kind of dodo universes, as I like to call them. Like, they're somewhat extinct because they're part of more comic book history than the present. I think it's also that, and then trying to fit it within the context of the current DC universe stuff, which I don't know. I'm still really, I'm going to be honest with this. I'm not still really a fan of Jensen Ackles as Batman.
I was just about to ask, like, what do you guys think of Mr. Like,
I'm not. As Red Hood, 100%. Yes, he was perfect in Under the Red Hood as Jason Todd / Red Hood. He was great. He was nailed it. But as Batman, I mean, Leo remembers, and I think Jar, you were there too. I didn't really like The Long Halloween, their adaptation, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Jensen as Batman. So to see him there calling out, like, being so obsessed with being a loner that he's calling out these other members from different universes who are part of the Bat family, calling it stupid, and I'm just like, why are you such a jackass? Like it's one of those where you're kind of like, you know what, I like you better when you have a support system, because the full loner shit is just really, like, annoying.
Ooh, well, that brings up a really good point. I quickly read 147 today, Batman 147. And
All right, here we go. Hold on, I'm getting comfortable. I'm gonna need this.
you still got Chip writing?
yeah, Chip, it's, I think we're through the weird phase. It's he's out of that, like, mind, trip with the Joker. Jokers are crap. But at the end of this episode, he's with Tim again. Spoiler. and he's talking about how he realized, he can't do it on his own. He needs his family and he wants his family.
Yeah.
So I think we could see a big turning point for Bats.
Well, I mean, listen, I will also say this. I'm always down for any chance for Will Friedle also to reprise his role as Terry McGinnis as Batman Beyond, which he does in Crisis Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
very, very always glad to see that, Yeah, I'm kind of with Jar. Like it was a very ambitious project to do. And I'm glad they didn't try doing it in just one movie, because that is just not justice to the magnitude of the story itself. But I don't know. It's just one of those. I was like, I didn't really need an adaptation of this as a big story.
Well, do you think that they're doing this because
they're resetting things again?
They're resetting things. We're going to start getting the James Gunn, animated.
Yeah. I think this is just resetting things again, which I'm just like, yeah, but like, again, like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
And it just do the movie, man. Like, I feel like so many of the stories just get ruined for me because they're so focused on tying into continuity and things. And I'm just like, the changes just don't jive with it. Just leave the story intact and just adapt it. Like some of the best adaptations were ones that stuck to the guns. And perfect example, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, when they did Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
100% kept to the story, solid till the end, and geez, did Peter Weller do a good job as Bruce Wayne. Like, he'll always be RoboCop, but I was like, no, that was a good Batman. Or even Leo, Super Sons.
Yeah.
Wasn't exactly an adaptation, but it was fun.
Yeah, Super Sons was really good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, beyond that, I don't know.
When they try to deviate too much, like Killing Joke,
Yeah,
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
the heck?
And
Why?
I remember seeing that in theaters, and I just thought, like, we could cut 30 minutes of this bullshit out.
Oh, just cut the Batman Batgirl scene.
Please. That
Yeah,
was so creepy.
Yeah.
That was really. I was a little. I was like, and I saw it in the theater, and I had Ange with me, and I had my two bros, and we're all fans. You know what I mean? So we're all watching this. I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, this is a little much.
Yeah.
And I've read comics, like I've read books, I have read shit. And I'm just like, this is pushing it. And again, don't get me wrong, I was still glad that you had Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as Joker, but again, no.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, the deviations, because I felt the same way with Gotham by Gaslight, which, as you know, is one of my favorite Elseworlds. Like, some of the deviations were interesting, but then the big changes they made, I was like, no. Like, really? Like,
well,
yeah.
I'm interested to see where James Gunn goes with the animated universe, because
Creature Commandos.
Commandos, Adventures with Superman is incredible.
I need to start that. You and a couple of other people have told me. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard good things. Great. Yeah, I've heard some really good things, and I know that some of the free comic book day stuff we're advertising. The second season involves Krypton.
Yeah,
so,
the second, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
definitely watch it. But there's like 6 minutes of an entire episode online right now of season 2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And gives us a nice, really cool clip with Superman fighting. I forgot who he's fighting. Looks like a Ghost Rider type dude.
Wait, did you say? Wait. Did you say Superman fighting like a flaming skull kind of dude?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the skull green?
No, yellow.
Okay. His name is the Atomic Skull. He's a Superman villain. Yeah. Okay. I know who. I know. Again, I
I'm
don't know
with you,
how
Leo.
I know.
don't know that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Well, what was confusing was he was in the cartoon. He's part of Suicide Squad.
yeah. He was-
Amanda Waller's, built him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. So, but I'm glad to know. I heard good things.
Yeah.
And let me ask this, Kari. You know, you're someone who doesn't really watch a lot of the animated stuff. I mean, not that you're opposed to it, but what's your 2 cents in terms of all this animated adaptations and stuff? Being someone who's really more inclined to read the book than watch the stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it because I don't spend that much time watching things in general. And when I
Right.
do, it's usually movies or I binge watch an entire series at once. So
Right.
it's something that I'll probably try to pick up maybe, but I'll review the comic books again first and then go back to watch stuff
Mhm.
just so that I know what's going on in what they show. You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah.
keep tabs because I get lost in a lot of it if I don't. It's so easy to lose your place with stuff like that, I think.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, My Adventures with Superman is a universe set apart, on its own. And it goes into like the history of like some of the different universes. There's like a Hall of Loises, which is pretty cool, where
That
it
was
shows like the
kinda fun.
different. Yeah. So, I think you can go into it. There's, from what I understand, there's characters in it that, are staples in Superman, obviously, but also characters that are new as well.
Well,
So maybe
because
just keep a wikia by.
well, also Kari. I mean, again, if it's an early Superman, you can guarantee there always will be some sort of storyline that involves the Legion of Superheroes because they just love coming back and just I want to say recruiting Superman, but they're always like, oh my God, Superman, hey, we have a thing in the future we could use your help with. Can you give us an hour? We'll have you back in time for dinner. That because that's always been that ever since Superboy was part of Legion, they've always made it that, so it is what it is. But so Leo, let's just get it over with. Let's just do the news.
Yeah,
I have
totally.
one more
Here we go.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is comic adjacent little thing, but Leo, you don't get it with your Diet Coke, but with Coca-Cola and Coke Zero, Marvel has an event going on right now, and you can go and get your cans, and if you scan those, you'll get like an augmented reality thing, but you can also do matchups. There are specific cans where if you get both cans, you can scan a QR code. Let's get a better here if you can.
You're frozen.
You're frozen, Kari.
Oh, yeah,
No,
probably
you're not.
because of. Oh,
You're back.
You're back.
okay. There's. I'm trying to get it where you can see him.
Yeah, we see him.
Yeah, but you can with. I think it's Iron Man gets to fight Thanos, and like Deadpool and Wolverine fight. But Coke Zero and Coca-Cola each have different heroes on their cans.
Yes.
And then so you have to collect the cans. But I've gotten 2 12-packs so far, and all I've gotten is Iron Man. So I don't know if they're releasing them in waves or what they're doing. But you can also win a bunch of stuff. But I just think it's kind of cool. They're like, oh, you have your I like the 19 Crimes wine bottles because you can have an interactive experience with that. But now you can have your superheroes and they do their own thing. And the matchups. Like, how cool is that? That you scan a code and then you scan 2 cans and then you get to watch them fight each other. Like,
Nice.
yay.
Now,
Do you get to, like playing in or saying the matches or anything like that?
Okay, the matchups you can get, there's only 6 matchups. There's Deadpool and
Okay.
Wolverine, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, Juggernaut and Wolverine. I think it just depends. I think it's a different Wolverine. Yeah, those are on the bottles. Black Panther and Captain America, Hulk and Thor, and then Iron Man and Thanos. So yeah, and the different cans that you can get for regular Coke, I'm not going to read. There's like 20 of them, so we'll skip that. But check them out and just go online, check it out. It's just a really neat thing. So yeah.
Yeah, collect them all.
So now
like Pokemon.
Yeah, gotta get them all. And if you open them, rinse them out if you're going to save them. But somebody's going to have like cases of every single one of them for forever.
Oh, totally. Yeah, you're going to find them on eBay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
20 years from now.
Yep. So is it Iron Man or Iron Can?
Get out.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views. In the pages, heroes fly, villains fly under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News, your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun, it's a heroic cruise in the world of Drew's comic news.
Now, if it is an Iron Can, do you get more than a 5-cent deposit?
So the news.
I don't know. Is aluminum more expensive than iron right now? You got to hit while the iron's hot, right?
Okay. So I need to start the news, or I'm just going to leave the show tonight. So hey, everybody. This is a very short show in terms of the news, so I'm going to get right into it. From on the Marvel side, the Infinity Stones again are becoming living beings in the Infinity Watch annual. So you're gonna have 9 annuals, which starts with next month's Thanos annual issue 1. You will have what is called the Infinity Watch storyline. So you have Derek Landy, who did Captain America, Iron Man, with Sarah Pichelli, who needs no introduction, Ultimate Spider-Man, and such. So their backup stories in 9 annuals that will follow the creation, the pursuit of the mysterious Death Stone bearer, who is revealed in Thanos issue 1. So the saga will follow up on previous Infinity Stone stories. So you're going to see recent bearers like Star, Overtime, the Prince of Power, aka Hercules, Quantum, Multitude, and then the new Mind Stone bearer. You'll see Thanos is basically on the march trying to figure everything out. You're going to see him battling the Hulk. So we just saw
one hunky Hulk.
Yeah. So we just saw. Yeah. I think the first one was Miss Marvel. The other one was Wolverine. And I believe that's Hercules. Yeah. And then you got Thanos battling Hulk. So that's the Incredible Hulk annual issue 1. Or whatever annual number that is. These are on sale from July. So the ones you just saw are on sale from July to August. So that's July 31st to August 28th.
Actually, looks like June and September as well.
Well, yeah, as I was saying, the ones that we just saw, they're going to be available from
July to August. Yeah, I see it.
Yep. And then, of course, this will be continuing into September. So Thanos Annual 1 kicks it off, and then it'll conclude with Avengers Annual Issue 1. So Thanos, again, trying to capture the Infinity Stones.
How many times have we done this already?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. The next story is better. So let's do it. So, this will interest Mr. Jar, as I know he is very excited about this book coming out. Even more variants for the Infinity Dime. So we've already seen Alex Ross, Lorenzo Castrovico. We saw Peach Momoko, John Romita Jr., J. Scott Campbell, Walter Simonson, Ron Leem. Leo, you trust me. You one at a time. Trust me. I have things planned for these. Elizabeth Torek, Gabriel Delgado. Now 3 new ones have been mentioned. Also, we can't forget the foil variant by Steve McNiven. Yeah. So now, because we haven't had enough, there are now more variants. And one of them is so... Well, I'm going to let you see for yourself. So 3 variants. So you have this one here by Pepe Larraz, which fantastic, loving that. The next one by Frank Miller.
That's
Move
not
on.
bad by Frank Miller.
I don't want to talk about it. Move on.
There's some days, you know.
And then this one by Scotty Young, which is just stupid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So those are all out. I have to say, I'm sorry. In this three, this is the runt of the litter. I'm sorry. The Frank Miller one is just.
Yeah. It may be time to move on.
Yeah.
Move on, Drew. Move on.
I remember when I was doing the research, I sent that to Kari, just be like, have you seen this? And she was like, what the fuck?
I sent it to Raz, and he was also like,
I have seen worse from Frank Miller.
Okay, I gotta ask, what's happening under his bum? Is this feathers?
Yeah, it's feathers. That's how Frank Miller imagines.
Oh, wow.
Scrooge McDuck's feathers are like, you know.
I thought that was a pile of papers for some reason.
No, that's feathers.
Hmm.
I'm also dealing with the coins because that's just like
yeah,
his jacket.
This
Yeah,
Raz.
So, yeah, compared to the other two, this is the runt of the litter, with all due respect to Frank Miller. So yeah, just definitely
He's
not
still
getting
a
that.
legend. Still a legend.
Still a
In his own
legend.
time.
Yeah,
Just maybe Uncle Frank needs to take a break, you know, for a couple of years. You know,
sign things,
years.
do stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Right stuff.
Yeah, just focus on the writing and less of the art, because some of the backups that I remember from DK3 were painful. I was like,
I had the exact opposite. Oh yeah, DK3. Whew.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Jar. You know,
Yeah,
some
I
of
got
those.
the hardcover set.
Yeah, some of those backups were was Frank drawing. I'm like, oh, you're.
His Wonder Woman is hideous.
Yeah, yeah. Well, compared to how like a Kubert would draw it, you know, like Andy Kubert can make anybody look stunning. So, you know, but moving on. So that's all the news, because everything was pretty much all about what we're going to talk about next, Free Comic Book Day. And I just want to have a moment of silence that Jar could not make it because his stomach decided to literally crap out on him.
Yep. It's okay. You know, I got a new toilet.
I did not need to know that. So
you broke the other one?
No. As well as the sickness, one of our toilets started leaking. We went to have it repaired, and it had been Frankenstein so much inside by the previous owner of the house. I almost had a Leo moment. I'm lucky no leaking was that bad, but it was running for like 6 days, and just
did you finally catch it?
Yes. I'm waiting for the plumber bill.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to grow a new crop for that one, buddy.
Oh, I am. 8 in the ground. Woo!
There you go. Well, glad you're feeling better though. I felt so bad. I was like, oh man. This is like being told that you missed Christmas.
My LCS too had Joe St. Pierre there. Keith Champagne was saying that he might stop by.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yep. So I have one or two stories on my end, but I think Kari was the winner of Free Comic Book Day this year, because all her and her nephew got is just massive. So Kari, do you want to start?
I've actually got all this stuff set up so that first we can run through and see what comic books were featured this year. I put together a slideshow that so everybody can see what there was. And then we have pictures, and I have a like 5-minute video of going around and doing the comic book thing. So yeah, so I thought we could
roll it.
just share with everybody what's going on.
Blood
Yeah,
Hunt.
Blood Hunt, X-Men #1, and then the rest you can pretty much see is the only one they didn't label. But got the Encanto.
Energon universe. Oh, poor Leo.
I know. A couple of these, I saw Justin post some pictures. I'm like, oh crap! I still wanted that.
Well, Leo, you can. Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, pun intended. Hellboy.
I'm surprised Johnny Quest is coming back.
Yeah, me too.
That's interesting. Pokemon.
I read this.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, I read this one. It was actually pretty solid. So, the Night Watcher. Oh, Carrie loved this.
Oh yeah. I was all over this. Somebody at the first store was cosplaying with one of the masks, and they had them on sale there, but they didn't have the black ones, so I couldn't pick them up there. But I was like, yes, I finally got to see how they fit on somebody for sure. And so we're all getting them this year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. This one I loved. The Spider-Man story was fine, but the Ultimate story, hell yeah. That's going to be a great book when it drops.
I didn't read this one. I didn't pick up that one. And this was the last of the gold editions, and then the rest of these coming out are the silvers. And I don't actually really know too much about that, but
ooh,
Archie Comics.
Okay.
And I have no idea what Asterix is.
Oh, yeah, no, he was a Sunday comic.
I was thinking he looked kind of trippy.
I used to read Asterix. Popeye is also in here somewhere. At least it should be. It was out.
Conan?
This looks awesome.
Blackstone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that one's about.
The new Doctor.
Doctor Who.
Right.
Yeah, the new Doctor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the trailers look really good.
I was never a Who guy.
Yeah. A Whovian. You were never a Whovian?
Jar, you have to find your doctor. It helps.
Yeah.
I always want to start from the beginning though, and like
it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do because so much of the old stuff is no longer with us. Because back in the day, they used to they would record things and then they would re-record. So a lot of the early footage is lost.
There's a lot of it on Pluther.
Yeah.
And this was the only one with a warning.
Oh, okay. Well, Carrie would be the one to read that. And she said, nope, warnings don't apply.
There's Popeye.
Yeah.
That was another one I didn't grab because I was just like, I like Popeye, but and I know it should be grab them all, but the green ones, those are for the kids. So if you're into it, leave it for the kids to read. If it's not something you're into super much.
Far Cry video game.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon. Nice. It's a nice cover.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's cool to see some of these, some of these old storylines coming back.
Carrie must have read that.
Yeah.
And this is a manga, and it actually opens from the other side. And there are a couple of those that came out this year. So it was nice to yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna make a comment.
Gotcha,
and I'm
man.
just holding it.
Nice.
How come I remember this as something else?
Because your brain is like Swiss cheese.
I know.
Somebody's playing the drums.
Effect.
I know.
I have no idea.
The drums.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Doom, 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 doom.
Sorry,
I didn't
I'm
grab
sorry.
this one either.
I can only imagine Jar was like, okay, who's playing Jumanji? Yeah, these are all kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
I skipped all of them.
Maleficent.
I did grab a Maleficent because that was cool.
you got to support your spookiness.
Yes.
This is Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm. Read that.
Justin
Wasn't
picked up
impressed.
one of those.
Okay.
Another manga.
Yeah, and that. Oh, yeah, that's One Piece. Yeah, it's One Piece. So yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Over
they just
Street
keep
Guide?
coming.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Romeo versus Juliet.
Interesting. And then these. It's nice to see kid. Yes, there's this. There's always more Star Wars.
Yeah, I had to grab one of those little ones too. Sorry, kids. I get the Star Wars, not you. Haha.
Mhm.
There were just a
Aquabats?
ton of.
The Aquabats? Holy shit. Pizza Day is still the best day of the week.
Ultra
Ultra.
Duck.
There's only one duck. His name is Gizmo Duck. And Darkwing. All right, we're back.
And that's
There you go.
it.
Okay. So
Wow. And
That was a
Kari
lot.
brought most of that home, huh?
yes,
For
she
you.
did.
I got 37 comics. Or single. I have a couple of dupes.
There you
But
go.
yeah, overall I picked up 37 of the different comics that were up for grabs. So
Wow.
My LCS
Yeah.
only lets you pick up 3.
but see, we don't get the like
depending
big time
on-
guests. So I think that
But
helps
that's
us.
the thing. We
My
had like
LCS is more depending on how many you buy, how much you buy as well.
In a row?
Well, and I was carrying my nephews as well. So I'm like getting 2 of each because he was running the camera. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm carrying all of them. And yes, okay, 37. Leo, you got it. You made his night.
yeah,
There was a
both
discussion the
got
other
it.
night about that.
I just can't say the rest
So-
of it because it is definitely not a PG conversation.
This is not a PG show.
Yeah, I know, but there's some things I'm like, we're not going to open that door. You know,
Yeah.
because some of us were not even supposed to be here today.
And then, of course, I didn't grab them. They're in my bedroom, but you have to buy something when you're at your LCS. You don't just go in, grab free comics, and bolt because that's just rude. So at the first store, they had all comics and hardbacks for 50% off. So I got my nice, thick, awesome hardback, Something is Killing the Children. And then there was 25% off everything over at my LCS. And so I got volumes 2 and 3 because they didn't have one of Cullen Bunn's Bone Parish out of the trade
nice.
paperbacks. So now I just need to get the first one and I'm set to go.
eBay.
They're out of the... Yes.
No. I was saying it's a pretty good trade. Good.
Yeah, it was a great time, and I got to teach my nephew how to bag and board. I bought a whole set, and we used almost the whole thing, because we each had them, and we're going through, and it was a really nice bonding experience. If you haven't been able to take somebody for their first free comic book day, it's really fun taking somebody around and showing them everything.
It's really what it's all about, too. New people coming into the fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you got to make sure. Like, because I've seen it where people just let their kid run wild, touching all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you gotta. It's like, again, you can look, but please only touch if you're really interested in getting. You know?
The second store, Trade Tape, that I go to, you can either pick 12, or when you come through the door, they have it set up for kids. So they have a bag with 8 that are all just for kids, and you can get that and then pick 4. So you get your 12, or you can just go up if you're, for the adults, but they have a whole kids thing set up, and it was really cool.
Options.
And yeah, and he's really encouraging of the kids. And I've seen kids run like mad in his store, and I always cringe for him, but that's what he's all about, is getting the kids in there. So,
well, I mean, again, kids are going to run rampant, but again, there's a certain level of control where it's
and that little pink,
yeah,
that little pink pony book. I saw so many little girls holding that in the stores, like, because we're walking around getting footage, and they're all just like, oh. And it was like, yay, you're reading comics. I'm so proud of you. Good mommy and daddy.
Well, even though I didn't have a chance to go to Free Comic Book Day, I did get some stuff delivered.
Cool.
You
And
can get.
That was nice of them. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So the left one is the foil one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw there's a bunch of these Batman in the. So yeah.
Is that the one where Robin lives?
Yep.
Nice. Let me know how that is.
I'm here with me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's only a few minor changes.
Mm-hmm.
But I've already read it. It's pretty good.
All right. Well, you know that they're doing that spin-off miniseries, continuing adventures of him being,
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd pick it up.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stole Jar Jar's idea. Then I stole the listing he was looking at.
It's okay. He knows where you live.
Yeah. Did he freeze again?
No, he's just listening.
No,
Jar, wave.
Or is he?
He's just really pissed at me.
Jeremy is saluting.
I think that was supposed to a little bit ago.
Raz,
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. There you go.
I'm back.
There we
My
go.
computer's fucking
Yeah,
up
Jar.
right now.
Yeah, Jar, you were just looking very serious the whole time. You were like this.
I'm getting angry.
And we're
at
talking. Yeah. But
So
yeah, video time. Actually, no, these are some of the photos.
Yeah, is this
Yeah.
where you wanted to go to, Kari?
yeah, this should be Drew. This
Hey.
is yours, isn't it?
Yep.
That looks like somebody we know.
Yes. So first thing is, yep, I ran into our friend of the show, Dan Chichester, at the store. I was so random too, because I was like, that looks like Dan Chichester. And I was just waiting. I was like, Dan? And he's like, oh, and we just had a really nice convo. And then I was like, I got to take a photo to send the guys. And there it was. He loved it. He wanted to say how much he really enjoyed the last time he was on. He's always down to come back. It was just so great. But it was just so nice seeing, a creator supporting a local shop and talking to other creators there. The one that he was talking to there is, and the photo before that was Chris Eopoulos, who is a famous letterer. He's done more things than I can even tell you about. And he was so nice, pleasant. He does a lot of work with Brad Meltzer. They do a lot of those like kids books, the I Am, like Superman, I Am Batman, I Am Wonder Woman, even celebrities with writer Brad Meltzer. Super sweet guy. And I asked him, he said he'd be more than glad to have us on the show. So that'll be definitely really nice, because I don't think we've ever had that. Like a kids book artist.
Yeah.
So, but he knows the industry. He's got a lot of stories, and he's a really nice guy, and from New Jersey. So I was like, so you, when I say 8:00, you're going to be here at 8:00, because we're on the same, time zone. So it was great. But Dan was wonderful. It was so much fun. And was like, can you stop making a face when you take a photo? Jesus. And then the next one is, I think, Jar. Not Jar. This is J-Bo.
This is J-Bo at Rubber Chicken Comics in Bellingham, Mass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the shop setup they had. And then I think little ET. That's kind of scary.
Ooh,
So
tight quarters.
yeah.
Attack of the Hutts.
And that was his haul, is what he said. And this is Roger Froyland at Coast City Comics in Portland, Maine.
Oh, nice.
And he just gave us a quick, that was the outside of the show, or the outside of the store, and then what he brought home. And see, he had stuff that I didn't see, like the Blood Hunt Diaries, the Marvel must-haves there with Deadpool. I don't know. Were those a local thing, or are those from a different...
Might have
I'm
been
not
from
sure.
a different year. The Blood Hunt Diaries must be from this year, but but
Kari also... Yeah, and Kari, also some of some of Marvel and DC are re-releasing certain books at a cheaper price to get a new generation's hooked on comics. So I think they're releasing them for like really low prices. So I think that's where I saw the Spider-Man Deadpool one before. I know that's been talked about being re-released. So I think that might be some of that, but yeah, and that's what also explained Captain Marvel as well.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen some of those. But yeah, we got great pictures from people going to the different stores. And now we have the... so I'm getting a lot of new things. Got the new laptop. New tech is a new camera, and there was a little bit of jitteriness to it. So please forgive. We were trying to work around people and do stuff, but Leo, if you would, I'd like to share my comic book day experience with everybody.
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Kari from Splash Pages here on Free Comic Book Day. We are in Lincoln, Nebraska in the Clock Tower Village, and we are at Rainbow Comics and Collectibles. This is our first stop on the Lincoln, Nebraska Free Comic Book Day experience, and hope you're all having a great day. Alright guys, welcome back, and we're here today with Connor, who is volunteering in the store. And Connor, what's it been like today?
Busy, especially early in the morning. Pack store.
About how many people do you think have been through today?
It's rough to tell because a wave of people will leave and a wave of people will come in, so I want to say 100 to 200.
Oh wow. Very nice. And how long did you stay here today? All day?
I believe so, yeah. Unless it slows down. So, 8 to 10.
Got a lot of people coming up with pictures and stuff?
Quite a few, yeah.
Okay. We don't want to take too much of your time. We just wanted to get a perspective on what's going on here today. So, thank you. Still here over at Rainbow Comics, and we are here with Calvin now, who has been doing some drawing all day. And Calvin, what's it been like today?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good crowd. Really good people. Nice people to talk to.
Have you been doing a lot of commissions?
Yeah, a lot of mostly D&D commissions have been keeping me pretty busy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And is this your first comic book day doing this year, or do you do it every year?
I do it every year. This is my 3rd year. So slowly building up my table, working on my presentation.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us. We're just doing quick stuff everywhere. So thank you. And one last thing before we go, here at Rainbow Comics, we have another artist table set up. I'm Kari.
Oh, hi. Brandon, or B. Frank.
All right, and how has today been going for you?
It's been going well. It's very busy. Free Comic Book Day is usually a big turnout, and today is no exception.
And have you had a lot of commissions and stuff going through?
Not commissions, but people have been buying some stickers, primarily stickers, and like a print here and there. So it's been pretty good.
All right. And is it the first time you've done this here, or do you do it every year?
I was here last year, I believe. I think this is my second year. And if I'm invited back, I would absolutely do it again.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Hey guys, Kari again, checking in at Trade a Tape, my local LCS here in Lincoln, Nebraska, on 9th and N Street on Free Comic Book Day. This is where I come to get all my pulls, so let's go see what's happening here. Hey guys, Kari again for Splash Pages here in Trade a Tape Comic Center, and we have our first day cosplayer for the night, so...
Hi, I'm Kaylin Melton. I go by K-Melt Cosplay on Instagram, and yeah, I work here at Trade a Tape.
And how's today been for you?
Today's been pretty good. We've had a lot of people come in. It's great. It's great seeing all the kids. It's always good to see kids in the comic book stores.
And is this how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying probably since like freshman year of high school, and I'm a junior in college now, so it's been a while. Yeah.
Oh wow, awesome. Well, thank you for taking time to talk to us real quick, and I'll let you get back to the kids.
Yep. Have a good day.
All right, welcome back, guys. We got one last interview for today. So, I'm Kari, by the way.
I'm John.
John, and you're the owner here?
I'm the owner. Been the owner for the last 5 years. Yes.
Okay. And how many years have you guys been doing Free Comic Book Day?
Free Comic Book Day started in 2002, so technically we've been doing Free Comic Book Day for 22 years.
Oh, you've been here the entire time.
Yep, it's a nationwide event, so yeah, we've participated every year.
Okay. And about how many people have you had through so far today?
Oh, I'd say over 100 or so. I haven't really been keeping track.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't want to be in your way for people coming here, but you're having a good one this week?
It's a good day. Weather could be a little bit better, but other than that, it's a good day. A lot of kids, and that's the main thing. We get a lot of kids, and hopefully that'll get them started reading comics.
All right. Well, thank you very much for letting us come through the store and talking to us. Yep. Have a good day.
Well
Look
done.
at all those. Yeah, well done.
Nicely done.
Thank you to Raz.
Very well edited.
Raz did all of the editing, so thank you so much, Raz.
No, that was very
love you.
professional.
Yeah, it was very nice. You know, I still find it funny that afterwards Kari was just like, yeah, it was fun, but I have a question. She sent me the photo of the cosplayer. Like, who is she? And I'm like, that's, you interviewed her, didn't know who she was? She's Mira from DC Pinups. And she was like, oh, okay, because I figured it was something fish. I'm like,
Well, I didn't. The sailor pants threw me out, and the big. I was like, "Is this a Mario character?" I'm not aware.
is this a Kari?
Waterworld. Yeah, I don't know.
Get out. I can't believe it.
She was so sweet, though.
Yeah.
Well,
That is the same thing with the guy you interviewed. He's a Mandalorian. Like that, you had to know.
Yeah, and I missed. They had the 501st come in, but we weren't gonna just sit there and wait for them to get there because that brought a lot more people in too to get
Of
photo
course.
ops with them. But they had all the stormtroopers and everybody coming in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my comic book day experience. So
that's awesome. Very well done, and yeah, Raz, awesome work editing.
Seriously, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raz had a good weekend himself doing a show, didn't he? At some
Yeah.
con, selling his books. He
Yeah.
did very well.
yeah, he sold most of his books that he had there, and had a great time. He harassed the shit out of people too in some fun ways.
Final Boss Con.
Nice.
He had somebody buy He had somebody buy books just because he told them that he loved turtles. They were walking by and he was like, "Hey, you gotta know something. I love turtles." And the guy was like, "Oh my God, I do too." And he bought his books. So,
And they called it Turtle Love.
Get out. That's just good. That's just good marketing, man. It's just that persuasion. It's like, hey, do you like cheese? Good. You should eat it while you read this comic. And it's like, I'm gonna go get some cheese and you read this comic, and it would work. You know?
You like nuts?
Yeah. You like reading? Good. You love reading this. You know, good. It's a good hook, man. It's like so that's like us. That's like us when with Terrificon. Hey, do you like podcasts? Here's candy.
Candy.
Although this year we're on high alert because it was like, no, sir, we have a no double dip policy.
Yeah, while
Unless
Jar Jar's giving away handfuls.
Unless I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Once those kids come and meet me.
Jar, it's a one scoop deal, man. Especially if the kid comes back, tries to go, yeah, I'm just getting it for my brother. I'm like, where is he? Show some identification. Where's the birthing certificate? Like, I was like, you were just here 3 minutes ago. Do you really think we don't know? You know, like, you know,
like all kids look the same.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you were just here. You had 2 scoops. He tried to come back for a third. I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. Greedy, I hope you get a cavity.
Ooh. Yay, Tom Dog.
Oh, yeah. Tom Ryan, nice.
Yeah, I saw Space Ghost was back. Very cool.
Yes, it looks great. I've already read the first issue.
Space
Correction, and thank you. Space Ghost.
He yelled at me, by the way.
Did he?
Space Ghost?
He yelled at me a lot up on stage.
The the voice actor. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did you do?
I agree.
Okay.
I was controlling the mic's volume, and he was being very loud, so I turned him down.
And actor being loud.
I know, and he bitched me out for turning him down. He says, "You don't touch my mic." Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You like Brack? You just or which one was that one? The Mantis guy? This is Mantis in Jerry speak. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how you get coast to coast, man.
Yeah. I think that's it. Is that it?
Well, that's it for Comic Book Day. But and then we have some time to talk about the book.
Oh yeah.
We read a book.
Well, yeah. Because I thought that was a segue because Kari brought up that she bought something from Cullen Bunn, who's also the writer of The Midnite Show, which is the book we read this week, which is her suggestion. Because Kari goes through stages of obsession. So when she finds a creator that she loves, she's like, I'm gonna read everything.
I was really expecting a darker read from Kari.
I wanted to be lighthearted.
And I appreciate that, Kari. I appreciate that because
come on, it's so much fun watching you be like, "What the fuck?"
No, I have trouble with the dark stuff. You know.
Yeah, it's because your life is a dark story.
It is. That's why. You know, it's I don't want to relive anything.
Be safe,
Be safe.
Be safe.
Oh shit!
Yeah, crazy tornadoes lately.
Yeah, but I have to say, reading this, it was really hard not to think of the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
In some ways, because, you know, all these monsters are showing up and you have this ragtag kid. And then I think it was like issue 2. And I was like, this is not the Monster Squad. This is something worse. Because to my knowledge, none of the Monster Squad dies.
Yeah.
You lose heads in this.
Yeah, this one. I was like, this is real horror. Like, no one is safe.
Oh, that face one? Holy crap.
That kills me because it's like, your arm, you need a doctor. And it's like, you need a face.
I will say though, this is probably the most terrifying I've ever seen. The essentially what's the creature from the Black Lagoon. Like,
yeah, it's very.
Yeah, I was like, dear God.
This Frankenstein also. I like the whole idea of Frankenstein putting his brain into the monster.
Yeah, that was really smart.
I thought this last image here of the smarmy film fan talking about what he would do, and then you got Dracula in the back, like, oh really, bro? Like, oh, that's what you would do? Oh really?
So for those of you who haven't read it, basically this book is just it's about a horror movie that's cursed. It's the last film put out by Basil Saxon, and they have it all set up at the theater in Cedar Bluffs, and Dr. Morbid, who used to be one of the thriller Svengoolie types of things, is there to introduce the movie. And you have Abigail Jenner, their scream queen, and then like this gal's recording everything, and the cursed movie comes to life, and all of the monsters are let loose upon the town, trying to fight to see who's going to be the god of monsters, as well as Van Helsing. And the fun thing about it is that when they were filming it, Basil Saxon, who wrote it and did everything, was the actor for every single one of the monsters and for Van Helsing. Mm-hmm. And so you start watching them, reading the comic, and it's like, oh, the monsters are all coming back and they're worried about stuff. So they, I won't spoil it for you guys, but they think that maybe the curse on the film was a way for him to bring himself back to life if he ever died. But it's so fun watching all the monsters fighting each other, and
So what do you guys think of this? It feels like this whole thing, I enjoyed it, by the way, but I'm just saying, I definitely get Monster Squad. But if you were to throw in a blender, Monster Squad, Highlander, Fright Night, and a tad of a TNG episode inside the holodeck.
Dear God. You have a problem with Star Trek.
I like your mind.
I think you need to add a little bit of Scream in there as well.
With the self-referential, yeah. It's definitely not meant to be humorous. That's the important thing. So it's like if there's any moment and that's funny, it's like unintentionally funny. No, it moved really nicely, and that's what I like, is that it said everything it needs to. The characters were developed very nicely. They were very real. It moved very nice. They had, blood and gore for any horror fan. It was a nice mix.
Politics.
Yeah, it was a nice mix of homage, but also in true ends of. It had that feel. Like, I've gone to midnight shows. It had that nice classic monster feel, but then it's like, no, but they're actually here. Leo, what it kind of reminded me of? Do you remember that book we read a while ago, the Mark Miller book, 1985?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that.
Yep.
Yeah, because you have these, these like villains from the 80s Marvel are suddenly in this small town wreaking fucking havoc and killing people. I mean, shit. But I got to say, like I said, I don't know which monster was my favorite, but I was like, none of you are safe. Especially like, fuck the mummy. I was like, that's a formidable foe.
What about the werewolf being part vampire?
Yeah, the Necro-Wolf.
Necro-Wolf, yeah.
That was pretty cool. I was like, dude. I will
reminds me of the Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters episode.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The vampires.
Welcome, welcome to Lupusville, Jar.
Oh, speaking of werewolves, just totally off topic real quick here. Last week's episode of Skinwalker Ranch, they're going over.
They found werewolves.
Well, they're hinting of a dire wolf.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, because they're going over a cow was killed, and they're going over like the bones, and there's a tooth hole through one of the bones, and they said like there's no North American creature strong enough to like. Yeah, the tooth like it. Yeah, it gouged through the bone, and it's big too.
all right, fine. It's clearly a crocodile. It's a Lake Placid. So I have to ask you guys, what was your favorite death? Because I got to be honest with you, this one right here was gruesome. The monsters pulling that dude apart.
Ripping him in half. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa! It's either that or the face off. Literally,
definitely the face off because Buddy and I forgot her name. Like they, they're trying to get together, and she's like, "Hey, stupid, I'm trying to ask you out," and just her out of the blue, just getting her face ripped off. That was like that very shocking.
I take that back. I think my favorite one was Death by Fire.
Oh yeah.
Because literally, oh my God, taking Van Helsing down by just calling him out for being not the greatest one, it was just like, I was like, wow, this puts a new meaning to the idea of burn. I was like, dude.
I'd say most unexpected. Well, I guess we don't want to give that away, but
yeah.
Face Off was. I'm going to say that was my favorite too.
Because he just kept eating.
Yeah.
Like, just saying, like, well, I mean, I started. I might as well finish this. Like,
well, and how they acknowledge it too. Like, we got time to run away because he's still eating.
I'm just telling you, the one kid, when he held all the power, I loved how he shut fucking Frankenstein up. He's like, yeah, I liked you better when you were dumb. I was like, God damn. I was like, man, what's the title of what's the title of this movie? When Fans Go Wild?
Like, and see, Frankenstein got smart since he was a smart version. He rose in an electronics store, and so he's loaded up with batteries and all sorts of stuff to keep him going. And he's just like, oh, I'm gonna fuck shit up because that was something else. It was when they're going through, and they're like, oh, this town was actually in the 7th movie of this series. And it's like, are you sure it was the 7th and not the 8th? Oh, wait, you're right. So that means, oh no, this is the version of that, So it's like, it's not just the werewolf, it's the necrowolf. And it's not just Frankenstein. This is the 4th one where he actually has the smart brain and, but he can still punch someone's chest.
I just love this whole idea that the entire town was toast. The second these guys touched base, then everybody was fucked.
Yeah, it wasn't just the theater. It was
the whole town.
Everybody
is gone. So, but Leo, I don't want to show. I feel like we shouldn't show too much more because we don't want to spoil the ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
I do,
because you guys should really read this.
Absolutely, this was such a great.
And then the Invisible Man shows up.
The cliffhanger. I will say though, I love the cliffhanger ending because it was in my mind true horror, but also like if they decided that they wanted to do more, they could. But if they didn't, it was still fine,
So
I could
just
totally
for
see this being a limited series on like Netflix or something too, like
like a 5-issue, like a 5-episode limited series, like really easy.
Yeah.
So
this came out last year and looks like this year. 4 issues.
Mm-hmm.
And this was by Dark Horse, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the Midnite Show.
And that's Midnite, Midnite, right, Kari?
Yeah.
Yep. And it's Cullen, Bunn, and Brian Hurtt.
Great team.
Yeah.
I'm very much like I'm very looking forward to having him on the show a little later this month. So, spoiler, everybody, if you like what you read here, you'll get to talk. You'll get to tell the creator that because we're having him on at the end of the month. Stay tuned.
Woohoo!
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna
Now
squeak.
I'm nervous.
It'll be fun.
Oh, Kari is going to be over the moon. I already knew of this guy because I know a lot of his Marvel work. He did some stuff with Venom back in the day. He did some stuff with Deadpool and a couple of others.
I hope Venom was nice to him.
He also did some stuff with DC, but unfortunately, his work at DC wasn't really very well received. And there was a lot of, I would say, less than stellar fan attention, and this turned him off from DC altogether. But personally speaking, having read more of his work, he really does thrive when he's doing like stuff like, I think Kari could back me up because she's read more than I have. He really does best when he's left to his own properties independently.
I love it how I love it how everybody just ignored my bad joke.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
I gave it tonight.
No, I heard it. I just did that thing where I don't acknowledge you. So instead, so that's my silent get out. Is just not even gonna acknowledge it. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give you that look like you know what you did. Like you're back after a few weeks, and then suddenly you think you just come in cracking jokes like everything's fine. You in your pajamas.
This is not pajamas. This is
that looks pajama-y.
It's a Hawaiian shirt.
So it's a Hawaiian.
It like camouflage.
Are those sharks?
I was like, where'd Leo's body go?
Yeah. Oh no, little islands.
Oh, you didn't even know.
Fine. It's fine, Leo. Mahalo.
Your
no,
lighting's
but
not as good as it usually is. It's what it.
No, I got to get the lighting set up.
But I will say this though: if I had to rate this book, back when we were doing such things, I would give this a solid like 4.5. This is a great read, and you don't really need like it's its own story, and I mean you just need basic understanding, which I feel like most everybody knows who the classic monsters are.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
At least everybody in our generations.
Yeah.
Kids today might not recognize like the Black Lagoon monster from the Black Lagoon, but all the
creature
staples.
Creature, not much.
And speaking of, I actually started reading the Creature of the Black Lagoon series that Skybound is doing. It's a solid start. It was, the one that we've talked about, and I am very much looking forward to what our previous guest Michael Walsh is going to do with Frankenstein.
Yes. That's going to be so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Ramsey's killing it with Creature.
And I heard Kari's other new obsession, James Tynion, did very well with Dracula. So, but that was really more of a standard adaptation. It wasn't really a continuation. But I heard he did.
But he took it from like the Renfield perspective kind of thing. So It was, each of these are doing their own kind of slightly different interpretations of what the comic would be about. Or the story, from a different idea of it. But it's all following still the canonical lore. Canonical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, canonical. You're welcome. We're
I knew how to start it. I didn't know how to finish it. Canonical.
Kari, we're comic book fans. We had to know how to say canonical because we had to talk about canon. It wasn't a camera for us. No, but like I said, if I was to give this, it's a 4.5 for me. This is a really good book, and I was very pleased with it. So that's 4.5 face peels for me.
Oh,
well, just for olden times, why don't we do a rating? Jar Jar, what would you give it?
4.8 film canisters.
Oh boy,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you don't like
it was
that.
Great. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. As Kari said, it was lighthearted. As Drew said, we already know these characters. The added details that they put into this, they all made sense. Like Frankenstein having Frankenstein's brain in his head. Dracula, I forget what they adapted with Dracula, but it all made sense.
Yeah,
it was all good. All good. And the ending was fun too. Like,
oh yeah,
where you got the cliffhanger. Yeah. And it didn't feel rushed at the end like I thought it was going to, because like I got up to the last issue and I was like, man, I feel like this could keep going on. How are they going to end it so quickly? And they did well.
Yeah, totally. So what do you think, Leo?
I'm going to give it 4.3 little fishies flying out of the river.
Dear God, not the little fishies. And
they were afraid of the creature, but it was definitely a nice, easy read. The story was great, and the artwork was well done as well. So it's good all around.
You liked it because it didn't. You're like, oh fuck, dark. I don't need more darkness. I'm dealing with enough.
Yeah, I know. I have trouble with darkness.
That's fine. We'll get you a flashlight.
Thank you. And Kari.
We're gonna go with 4.75 ounces of Van Helsing's Shattered Faith.
Oh damn, that's a lot. That'll definitely end the movie.
Yeah. I really like the way it all played out, and you had all of your trope characters and archetypes there, but like nobody was safe. There was just like, oh, this person always lit. Oh, they didn't. Okay. So
and even the monsters were against each other. Like, so good. So good.
Yeah. All the fighting was super fun, and the way the town would change. Yes, there can. Oh, only can film canisters. The
can.
Leo, you should have done that one.
Ow!
Okay. On that note, I think we've had enough get out, so we will wrap things up. I want to thank everybody. We are. Cut it out.
I'm trying to. I just want to talk while you're on screen, though.
I want to thank everybody for watching this.
God damn it, Jeremy! Let him finish.
We still got 8 minutes.
Jeez. Okay. Thank you for watching, everybody. You know me. You know how to find me. But more importantly, follow these awesome people and head on over to thedorkening.com. Check out our YouTube and stuff. I know, life's been crazy for me lately, so I will get... Oh, sorry. I dropped some. I will get some more new stuff up there shortly. My computer's all set up. I just got to spend some time on it. Life needs to calm down for a little bit so I can actually get something done.
You got 2 days.
I know. Okay. Kari.
Hey, everybody. You can find me at Kari Sanders, spelt like that, on Facebook. Go ahead, and if you see a crow, that is me. There you can get links to my author pages, my stuff over on the Owlite Network, where I also do shows like 3 to 5 a week. We have upcoming still this week that I will be on D&D on Thursday night. And we have some great stuff. We're going to do some Mother's Day stories on Mother's Day on Sunday, and just a bunch of stuff. Just go check me out. We have a lot of fun shows on both networks. Yeah, love it. And that's me. Jar Jar.
It's me. Come check me out tomorrow night on Still Token. We've got Jerome Rowe Brooks on, and no, I'm not Shaggy, you son of a bitch.
Zoink, Scoob!
Oh boy.
You get one.
And everything else. I forget everything else, but follow me on Facebook and stuff. Drew? What are you up to?
Yes. I would like to start a petition that if Jar goes as Shaggy to Terrificon, I will 100% show up in a Scooby-Doo onesie, and we can go solve mysteries. I think that would be absolutely hilarious.
Wow.
Ooh, you can go as Scooby Poo.
I hate you so much right now, Leo Pond. Like, Leo, you know what, Leo? I would rather get carried off by Count Dracula. So, yes, when I'm not dealing with these charlatans, knaves, and otherwise rapscallions, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, as you can see below. Still, it goes Mr. Man 1984, unless I decide to change the name, and then they'll still have it there. I'm perpetually exhausted, yet still very open to chat. I don't know. I'm places. I'm things. I'm somewhere else. Just leave a message after the beep.
Boop. Catch you later.
Oh,
bye.
Actually, whoa, Leo, there's
Hi,
one more
everybody.
thing. Whoa. I'm sorry, Leo. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. I know Leo is about to do that thing where he says goodbye. But first things first, I just wanted to say I hope to see you all next week when we have artist extraordinaire Jim Calafiore is going to be coming on. He's going to be talking about his newest Kickstarter. We have some other work of his we're going to review. It's going to be super awesome. We interviewed him last year at Terrificon. He's great. You're all great. And we hope to see you there.
Bye.
Bye bye.